We're talking with Russell. Russell, you're with Allworth Money Matters.
Hello there.
Hey, Russell.
I say, you
Yes.
fellows are out of control today.
Oh, well, thank you. We feel it.
What can we do for you?
I just had a very simple question. I did something that I didn't expect to do if you'd asked me 5 years ago, which is that I did a Roth conversion this year. And so I noticed that for Roth conversions, if when you start a new Roth account, because I didn't have one before, that there's a 5-year waiting period before you can start to withdraw from that account.
Sort of.
I don't expect to do, but then looking on the internet, I got conflicting information of whether that applied or not.
Well,
That's fake news.
I see.
no, yeah. So first of all, that rule applies much more to people under 59 and a half. Okay. Because what the rule is when if either on a contribution or on a conversion, the money must be there for 5 years, or the account open for 5 years before you can take a penalty, before you can take a withdrawal. However, at any time, you can take your own contributions and conversion amount. It's just
It's the growth on it.
the growth that's going to be taxable.
Yeah. So basically the principle or the original from day one. And do you remember when we had these Roths, when they first came out, there were circles and circles and circles around this whole decision. Is it a rolling 5 years? Is the date of the first?
It's almost irrelevant.
Yeah.
Well, for one thing, Roths tend to be some of the last dollars people spend.
I've never seen money come out of a Roth.
I have argued with the client, like, this is the worst place for you to take it, and she took some anyway from it.
Within the 5 year?
No.
Okay.
It's just regardless. I mean, usually the Roth is...
Oh, yeah. I don't think I've ever seen money come out of a Roth.
It does. I mean, people do... There are times when it makes sense, but usually when you look at it, it's time for a withdrawal, there's... Like, do we really want to lose this phenomenal tax benefit we have here?
So the answer to the question is, you can get at it. And by the way, if you just did it, there's no growth in it much to speak of, I would think. So essentially, it's all open to you now.
Okay. And you mentioned 59 and a half. I'm 72.
Right. That's why I said it's not. If you were under, so what it has a bigger impact when people are under 59 and a half because they have that regardless though.
Yeah, that's
that
correct.
5 year rule is not. It's a non-issue.
And have you done a Roth before?
Never.
And so I'm curious, like what happened at the age of 72, or in your financial situation, it made sense for you to start doing Roth conversions, or is this just something you completely new considered for your financial picture?
Well, I'll blame you guys for that. I had originally, my wife is probably going to outlive me by at least a decade. So originally my plan was hold off on Social Security until 70 to maximize her survivor benefit. But then you folks astutely pointed out that the day of reckoning for Social Security is getting closer every day, keeps getting readjusted closer. So I changed that track and started taking it at 67. And then the stock market was pretty good for a couple of years, so the IRAs and 401ks were healthier than I expected them to be. And then I thought, well, someday soon she's going to be a single filer.
Okay.
And her tax bill is going to be a lot more than I kind of expected. So right now, while the tax rates are historically favorable this year and next year at least, time to do some Roth conversions.
Okay, and you went in and did a little
That's
pro forma on your tax return to figure out the amount?
Yeah, I figured out what I could get without jacking up my Part B premium and next tax rate.
Perfect. Appreciate the call,